discuss the nitty, the gritty, and the pretty side of stripping. Sorry, my brain is fried. Stripperlympics, woo!
Go team!
Go team! With your main host, Kruella Kraken, and today I have...
Jazmin Taylor.
Hell yeah, we're deep in the trenches
Yeah.
of Stripperlympics.
I feel like we're under the trenches, man. Like,
Under
there's
the
like
trenches,
all
yeah.
the shit's happening in real life, and that's the trenches, and we're like 5 feet underneath that. Just trying to fucking... our way out.
Pine our way out.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing our makeup today while we get ready. So don't mind all the clicking sounds and whatnot. It takes me like 10 minutes to do my makeup, so
Same.
It won't take long. We are discussing, obviously, prep for your show.
Yeah.
What days you want to pull. Things like that. What your theme is. Why'd you get your theme? Why'd you pick your theme? Buckley, get down. I was just talking about how you never jump on me, and here you are.
Jumping on
Fucking it up. Yeah.
Don't even think about it, missy.
Okay, so how long have you been doing this contest?
My first one was late 2017. And then I took 1 year off, not last year, but the year before, because I was just not in the right headspace. And then...
Does 21 even count? It's doing the
21 counts. 21 is the one I took off.
Yeah, okay.
Because 21 was the one Anya won, right? With her Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've done it, what, 5, 6 times?
6 times, I think.
6
Something
times.
like that.
Can you name all your themes?
Yes. So the first one I did was Poison Ivy. And
Fuck,
that
I
was,
forgot about that. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a really fun show. The costume didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, so it now sits in my closet and has been unworn since 2017.
It's not food, Buckley. Go away.
And then I did Luigi, which was super dope, awesome, amazing. Mm-hmm. I loved that one. And then I did Dorothy. And then I took time off. And then I did Maid. And then this year will be Hooters.
Hooters.
And
how did you decide to do Hooters?
So
Why did you pick it, I guess?
And who was just here last week? Iris Opal. Yes?
Yeah.
Iris Opal. We're talking about Dirty Darla. And so, like, I want to say 8 months ago or so, I seen that she had posted a costume for sale, and I was like, shut up. I want one of Darla's costumes.
Yeah.
So,
the legend.
Yeah, it was a Hooters costume, and I was like, well, that, it fits now.
Yeah.
And so I got it, and then it's, like, a really good crowd pleaser, and everyone knows what it is, and everyone thought it was really funny, and it's kind of one of those, like, goofy... Like, obviously it's sexy because you're a Hooters girl, but it's like you can walk around and take people's orders and, like, you hold a tray and pretend to squirt ketchup in your mouth or, like, just something that was less pole heavy. I can just get away with not doing as much pole and breaking my body.
It's like, it's well known.
Yes.
People will know what it is. There's a plethora of props and funny things you can do to add in.
Yes.
Because, yeah, like we were talking, it's not all pole.
No.
We all think, everyone gets in their head and like, we need all these intense pole tricks. You absolutely don't.
No.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so that's pretty much how it worked. I was just like, yeah.
I feel like the universe was telling us that you should do Hooters as well because... Like that cup that I got you,
right.
and it matches your silks, and it just made sense. Even though you're not doing your silks,
I'm not doing my silks.
Not doing your silks. I totally, if you want to, you can mention what.
No, I'm not.
No, okay.
There's been like 5 or 6 girls that are like, "Oh, what are you doing? Like, are you bringing anything new to the table?" And I'm like, "No, no."
But she is.
Yeah.
So be warned.
So it's gonna be kind of fun. I'm really excited. I mean. I've practiced it a few times now, and I have way too many concealers. Did you guys just see how many I just pulled out of this bag? Okay. Anyway, like
Lots
7.
of concealers.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that it goes smoothly and easily. And I screwed up the back of my knee on what day was that? Monday? Tuesday?
Yeah, I did that last year. I cut the back of my knee on my straps.
Yeah, and like the whole back. So now it's like really freaking ouchy. And then last night I did my damn silks again. And I was like, well, it'll be okay. You can figure it out. And I thought that I wasn't going to slide down them. But then I blanked on how to get into them. So then I slid down them twice. I was like, damn it, this really hurts. So like I was saying to you last night, I might have to just second skin it. Like the stuff that you put on after you get tattooed. Just to keep the...
I straight up put on a knee brace because, like, every time I did it, it cut open.
Yeah.
But that makes me worry about second skins that could just rip open.
I don't think so because I do, like, I got my back fully tattooed and then I went and did pole and had second skin on it and it didn't rip.
Yeah. I guess I've never done, hammock or silk. So I don't really know what kind of friction that is.
Well, I won't be doing hammock or silks.
Yeah.
So it won't matter.
Because she's doing something new. Something you guys don't know about. The mystery continues.
You're going to have to be there. Be there, be square.
Yeah, we find out tomorrow. So I'm probably going to put out this episode Sunday, which is the day that we find out times and everything. There is an Instagram you can follow for all the info and whatnot, but that saying it now doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because you will find out probably sooner before this episode comes out.
Right.
So I want to go through my other list of questions I asked Iris because they're so similar. Mm-hmm. If there's one thing you're worried about going wrong in your show, what is it?
Falling off my fucking aerials. Because I've done it and it's terrifying. Yeah. And then you just kind of feel stupid. You know what I mean? Like you do it so many times all year, or every day. And then the one day where boop, boop.
Fuck nasty.
Boop, boop. Where it actually matters, you screw it up.
Buckley,
how the hell does that work? No.
She thinks you have an animal.
Your nose is powder.
It looks like her prey drive was about to kick in. She's like, holy fuck, is that a squirrel? Holy shit.
I'm gonna fuck that squirrel up.
Yeah, Buckley has a fucking complex.
You're hilarious.
So she sees something small, she wants to kill it. And whatever, harass me about training my dog properly. It's hard to train with prey drive because you don't know they have it until they see prey.
Yeah. And like, not even every time they see prey. Some days they can be fine, and then the other day she woke up on the wrong side of the fucking bed and was like, I'm killing everything.
Yeah.
Kind of like me.
Right, Buckley? Are you dangerous? No, you're just a sweetie. You're just a baby.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I'm really worried about going wrong. I don't think it will.
Is that the worst thing that's ever happened to you at Stripper Olympics?
Yeah.
Performance-wise?
Yeah, but I fell like 7.5 feet.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking terrifying.
Far.
That's actually the reason why I practice Skin the Cat every day.
Yeah.
Because when I watched you do that, I was like, one, you could fuck your shoulder up for like the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Oh, and just the falling and when your boobs hit the hoop and oh my God. Yeah. It was just, fuck.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah. Because like, I don't know. Google what Skin the Cat means. It's a fucking hard move. And basically she had to extend in it.
And I was kind of stupid. So like back in when did Medicine Hat shut down? 19 maybe. I was doing my hoop in Medicine Hat and the roof to hoop height wasn't very much. It was like just enough to get your legs in there. So like this far. And I went to go upside down and backwards, and I kicked the ceiling, and it threw me off kilter, and I just about fell out of my hoop then, and I overgripped and stretched out whatever these things are.
Or your tendons.
Yeah, and so then for the longest time, I had no grip strength. And so even in that show, the Dorothy show, my wrists were wrapped, and I hyperextended my shoulders, which I always do, and I'm always able to pull back in. And I don't know if maybe my grip was too close or too far apart or what happened, but I couldn't get my knee back up on the hoop and stayed hanging upside down and backwards for 43 seconds until I just decided that I had to let go because there was no other way out of it. And I was running out of time to finish my fucking act.
Man, that is terrifying.
Yeah. Someone actually brought that up to me the other day. They're like, didn't you fall out of your hoop at Stripper Olympics? Yeah.
Thanks.
I did.
Yeah. Cool.
Terrifying.
Thank you. Yeah, I fell once straight completely on my back out of a handstand. I missed the pole. And like,
oh, really?
I think that was like the second Stripper Olympics.
Did you wind yourself?
Yes. And I laughed really hard because like there was 2 kids that I used to babysit there and they were watching and like calling me by my real name. And it's just so funny because like, of course, like I come out and I'm like, Devin? Yeah. Mid handstand, poof. Because like that's totally why I fell is because I was like, oh my God, like here's... Ooh, someone I really don't want to see me naked.
Front row and center, too.
Yeah, like, you're of age now, yes. But, like, still.
We get it, but also leave.
Yeah, memories. Ooh, it's creepy. Yeah, he's not creepy. It just feels creepy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you had lots of that experience yet?
Running into?
Like, either younger people's friends or, like, people that you went to high school with that were younger than you and now they're, you know?
Yes, and especially since that ink addict ad has gone, like people from my high school are tagging me being like, oh my God, isn't that Emily girl? I'm like, yeah, we're not even friends on Facebook. Right. But yeah, like it seems like they're bragging to their friends that they know me and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really fucking know you. Or they show up to the club, or even one guy that used to babysit me bought me out and didn't really tell me that it was him until we were in the buyout. And I was just like so uncomfortable because I'm like, dude, you used to wipe my ass. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be here.
Right?
Ugly. That's not food. Go away, my cutest, puppiest little girl. You're so small. Oh my God. I'm so nervous for Stripper Olympics as well. Like, even practicing fire, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll do the contest next year?
Okay. God damn it. So I was scrolling TikTok. So originally this year, I wanted to do Meg from Hercules. That was going to be my original theme.
Yes.
Guess what the fuck they're coming out with next year?
A new Hercules?
A live action remake of Hercules. And I already have the costume.
And you already have the skill.
And I already have the skill. The only thing I need was a new aerial apparatus. Again.
You need a new aerial for that?
Oh, yeah. I would do like some cool ass shit.
Like what? Like silk? I feel silks would match the vibe.
No. Look at me.
Oh, I have one.
Oh.
Very huge. It just bought it. Huge, massive prop. It was going to rent it out next year. Yeah.
I want it.
Okay. They're they're so cool too. I'll show you in the garage. They're fucking so sick.
Okay.
Me and someone else bought them. We just seen them pop up on Kijiji and we just messaged someone. They were in Calgary. Just like, hey, you get this for us immediately.
Yeah.
And they brought it the next day and we're just like, I can't believe we did this. But the cost was just perfect. They're so sturdy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, because I went over the plan with my dad this year because he was going to weld it for me. And then they ended up moving and it was like a whole lot of stuff. And then I wrote my car off and I was like, you know what? Absolutely not. Yeah. I'm good on that.
It's not worth stressing yourself, especially if like you're not all in it. Because some years you're just not. You're like, you know. I was that way with Tiger King. I was like, not really investing any money using last year's confetti can. It's just like...
That's exactly what I'm doing. Everything that was left over from last year that is not black and white. Well, actually, no, my confetti cannons are white this year because Hooters is white and orange. But yeah, everything that was left over from last year, me and Serena went through. Okay, so I have every show we've ever done in my basement. So I have her mermaid, half of her Harley stuff. I have her hentai, some of her Pokemon, some of her, what did she do last year? Gatsby. Mm-hmm. And then all of her this year's themes. So we just went through everything and like pulled out all the glitters and all the leftover paints and all like the canvases. And there's so much. We didn't even have to buy any of that stuff this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, can get fucking pricey.
It does.
Very,
and it's like
pricey.
you don't think like, okay, $4 for a
thing of glitter, but then you get 20 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Or like a canvas and then you just don't use it and they sit in the basement.
Yeah, I was just telling Anya the other day too. Danny, our old agent, he used to come to the first like 6 Stripper Olympics. And because people think that higher ups or our managers or our agents have a say in the winning, which
they throw him shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't, like, that's the thing. They don't. Like,
No.
so you are sucking up to the wrong people. And people would suck up to me too. Like, one girl used to give out Pink Lips bikinis and she'd always throw me one because she thought I could help her win.
Do I know who it is? Was it a Coca-Cola beach theme?
Yes.
Yeah.
And every year she'd get a Pink Lips and she'd hand it out and she'd give me one. And I'm like, I have no say in any of this. But yeah, because he was who he was. He got a painting or a t-shirt or a drawing or whatever that people did with their bodies during Stripper Olympics. He would like leave with piles of that stuff. Yeah. And he had it all over one wall. And I'm like, I want that. I want that collection.
Right. Do you think he kept it?
I don't think he kept it because his new, his fiance now is uncomfortable with him being close with strippers.
Right. Yes, that's why he stopped coming, wasn't it? Because he brought her 1 year.
Yes.
And then, yeah, she was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, that was...
Which I can totally get, you know.
Oh, I get it. It's a huge culture shock, especially with like how different their jobs were and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, also, he was not at the agency anymore at that point. So, you know, to kind of keep contact with the life that you left, I guess, she might not have enjoyed that very much. But... it is what it is. Some people like it, some people don't. But I remember her being impressed, though, that year that she did come. She was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. And then I don't think she ever came back.
Which can also be very intimidating. And, like, I don't want you to hang out with hot, flirty women who are doing insane tricks that one day you might be like, oh, you know what? Like, I love her, and she can do a backflip, and she can get naked for people. Like, I totally fucking get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, It's not for everyone. And we're flirty. We are a flirty bunch. Like, every year that he would come and he had a different girlfriend, they always left upset because he thought that the girls would think that he's fucking half of us.
Well, and it's just because we had that rapport. Like, he was funny. We had to talk to him on the phone every week. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, oh my God, Danny's so hot, we're all going to fuck him. It was just, we all had rapport with him.
I feel like people did think like that when he first started working. They're like, oh my God, hot agent. This is my like way to work my way up. I'm going to fuck it. Which, I can't stress this enough. I can't stress this enough, guys. I dated him for 8 years. It doesn't help. Just be good at your job. I promise you.
How's it taste? Like plastic?
Geez, I would really like to eat this ASMR with Buckley. Oh my God. Sorry, we keep making these random noises and shrieks because we're all so nervous.
Because it's what we actually feel like on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how has doing this contest affected certain relationships in your life? Have you ever had a man or family member that just thought you were just doing too much, or you shouldn't be doing it, or it's just ridiculous?
I wouldn't say that they thought it was ridiculous or too much. My family, like, 100% supports me. I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast, but yeah, both of my parents knew before I even started. I told them what was going to happen. They said no. I said yes. And now they're super awesome about it. I just showed my mom my video that I got back the other day, and she was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Is she coming too?
I don't know. I don't know if she's going to come because she's got to work. It depends on the day I pull.
Okay.
Because she still has like a casual part-time job.
Would that be the first time she ever sees you live?
Yes.
Dude, and honestly, my mom, the first time she ever seen me live was at Stripper Olympics, and like I think it's the best way for a mom to like really see what their kid is doing.
Yeah.
None of the slow rolly around slutty stuff. It's just nothing but like nonstop entertainment of us doing everything.
The craziest. The absolute most.
Have you ever had a boyfriend that was like, I don't know. I find that lots of boyfriends at this time of year get very upset with the amount of attention that the contest gets versus them.
Yeah, my ex Mike. He like lost it on me before Miss New Diamond. So that was the year that I did Poison Ivy. And like, if you're dating any type of performer, of course they're going to expect you to want to show up. Right? Like, if you were dating someone who was performing, they'd expect you to show up. Or if they had something important at their job, they'd expect you to show up. This contest seasons and like doing contest stuff is like the absolute most important thing for you to show up to support us as friends, as, you know, family that can make it, as relationships. Like, we need it.
This is our Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and we're
exactly.
in it, though. It's not like we're just watching it.
Yeah.
We're participating.
And so, like, when you cop attitude or you fight with me purposely on the day that I'm competing, like, ick, gross, nasty, no thank you.
How can you not want to help your girlfriend win $10,000 by being hot and naked and doing cool shit?
Right?
And, like, guys will somehow always, they just really
switch it, and they're just, like, disgusting and shitty about it.
Yeah.
But the person that is in my life now is super awesome. He came down and did the 38-hour drive to Pennsylvania. Helped us drive the entire way down there.
Oh my God, we didn't even touch on that. She did her contest.
Yeah, we did. We came back from the States. We took home Ultimate Feature Duo Act 2024. So, AO, Jasmine Taylor's got a title and a medal.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's so different from here. Like, it's so wildly different because in the States, like, you guys didn't make it to finals and you were told basically to dumb down the tricks and do more of, I don't want to say showmanship, but like the showy, like,
the showgirl style, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like just sprinkle. With that, I don't know, just like jazz hands. That's all I consider it, honestly. And I'd be offended at me if you're a contest girl in the States and everything, but like, I was born and raised with Edmonton contests, and I fucking love when some athlete goes up there and showcases crazy skill, good musicality, great performance, great showmanship, the fucking crowd interaction. Like,
on top of doing everything in 9-inch heels and hanging from the fucking ceiling and doing all of the things. It was wild.
Because crowd interaction is crowd interaction, but the fact that we can do it while doing all these tricks, like, I don't know. I just find it kind of offensive when we go to the States and we really bust our ass and they always have a word of like, maybe you should try it this way. It's like, maybe my way is completely okay and there should be different kinds of stripping, but I don't like how different it is in every place because there's always one girl in finals who's the 1, 2, 3, or 4 who doesn't do much pole, who does more of the showy stuff. It always makes their way through because no matter what, we still appreciate it. But to completely just outright say they're too much and just toss them out of even competing further, really irks me.
And I get that there's like different ways. Like I don't know if it was you or I think it was you when we came back in from that smoke when I said like there's different ways that people do art, right? Like painters don't all paint the same, and crocheters don't all crochet the same, and strippers don't all dance the same. Even burlesque doesn't do the same, or film doesn't do the same. But it's, I don't know how to put this. It's one of those things where like if you're not gonna fit in with the crowd or with what the booking in general, not even contest, but what the bookings want, right? Like here, you do a different show here than you would do in Fort Mac or that you would do in Edson or whatever, because it's just different mentalities.
Yeah.
And so going into the States for the first time and not knowing anything about what they expected or what they wanted or whatever, we were told to bring our A game. So we thought Stripper Olympics. We drove 38 hours so that we could bring all our props and all this crazy stuff to put on the stage. And I don't think it was necessarily needed. So the next one, we did get invited back to do 2 other contests. One will be in Colorado and one will be in Vegas. And so we will definitely be flying with a couple of blow-up things. And we were talking about it, and I think we're going to do duo hooter shows because it's in the States. That'd be the easiest shit to pull off.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so.
Totally. I get that about the whole having different types of art. And that's what I like, though. And I don't like that when you go to the States and they're like, this is what we're looking for. I'm like, you shouldn't be telling us what, like, the host of the contest shouldn't be telling us what they're looking for. The judges should be the ones telling us. And like you said, you got off stage and managers wanted to talk to you. They wanted to book you. They wanted to make you a feature just off of watching your show. But then the contest will tell you, like, no, you have to be, like, paying more attention to the crowd. It's like, but it doesn't seem that way. Yeah. It doesn't seem that way. There's no one way of doing things. I fucking hate that, like, oh, it has to be this way. No, it absolutely does not.
Yeah.
Back up. Fucking not. Back up. Mrs. Bucknasty, my baby Bucknasty girl. She was at the second Miss New Canada I did, and she was the talking torch when she was a puppy.
Hi. Okay, get down.
This thing was so small that we could pass her around, and she, like, you couldn't talk unless you were holding Buckley.
Right?
It was so cute.
Yeah. Now, holy shit. Not anymore. What other questions you got on that? Oh, you ready?
If you could do any theme whatsoever, money doesn't matter, the if it's popular, if the crowd will know what it is, nothing matters. Just you can do whatever theme you'd like. What would it be?
It would be like a
Buckley.
What did I say the other day when we were talking about this? Airline. Hostess.
Oh, air hostess.
But it would be, have you ever seen the movie or the show Manifest?
No.
Okay, so it's like about this plane that goes missing for like 15 years or some shit. And so it's like the plane just disappears and they find it crashed and burned and like they find all this other stuff. So it would be kind of like that. That'd be really cool to have like a whole ass fuselage and like actors and all of the things.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And then how you guys were talking about like zip lining. I really wish that we could get like a hoist and like actually do Cirque du Soleil style aerials where we're like going out over the crowd and shit. And,
God, yes. Like the hand straps.
Yeah.
Oh my God, on a spinning pole are so insane. And then everyone says like, oh, you can get one that there's nothing. I've studied and I've looked up. I've asked companies if there is any kind of one that you can use on a static pole that will spin. It doesn't.
It won't. No.
No, there's nothing, which fucking sucks.
It's metal.
Have you ever seen that?
Me like crazy.
Have you seen that parrot that like? What's this? Metal. Plant.
Yeah.
Plant. Buckley's like rock. That's all she knows how to say. She just sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger all the time. Okay, so let's get into the random subject we wanted to talk about.
About last night. What the flying fuck?
The actual flying fuck. I wasn't in this buyout, so I'll let you tell the story, and then we'll get into like when and where it's appropriate to stand up for.
Yeah. Okay, so last night, I also wasn't in the buyout. So I went out for a cigarette, and this kid was like, walked up to me. He was like, oh my God, I was looking for you. Like, I really like red hair, and I wanted you, but I found, are we mentioning names? Found another dancer.
Yeah.
Found another dancer. And I was like, oh, yeah, no problem. Like, if you want dances from me later on in the night, just come find me. I'll be bopping around. No big deal. So then, like, an hour passes. She comes into the change room, and she goes, oh, my God, you will not believe what my customer just said to his girlfriend. And I was like, what? And she was like, well, because he said that because she doesn't look like me, she better be putting out tonight
This
for all
guy's
the money
short,
that I
fat,
spent.
curly hair and has an earpiece in, like an old school one that's like this to try and look businessy. Like, just so you get an idea of what this loser looked like.
He's like maybe 5'8", definitely 200 plus pounds, easily 200 plus pounds. And I was like astonished. I was like, what? Wait, what? He like, was it a joke? You know what I mean? Were they like joking, ha ha, that's funny? Or was it like he was being a dick? And she's like, no, he was being a dick. And I was like, ugh.
And like the girl that he's comparing, like being like, oh yeah, because this girl's so hot, you better put out later. You have to pay this girl to even look at you.
Yeah.
And she's one of the hottest girls you've ever fucking seen. And to be like, oh, my date doesn't look like you. Like now I'm pissed off. Like you do know that you put yourself in the situation to sit in front of a hot girl, paid to sit in front of a hot girl and then judge your date on it.
Yeah.
Do you not think your date is judging you? Fuck my guy.
So fast forward, I go out for a cigarette. And
Saggart.
yeah, and I was talking to this kid. We were talking about like tanning and burning because one of his friends was like a ginger, and he was like, "Oh, do you burn?" And I was like, "It's not real, haha, whatever." And then all of a sudden, guess who walks out? Douchebag and his girlfriend.
Let's call him Earpiece.
Earpiece. All right, Earpiece and his girlfriend. So his girlfriend stands in the very corner of the smoke pit, and Earpiece walks up to her and gets like right here in her ear and goes, "I want a fucking apology out of you. How dare you treat me like this when I took you to a Michelin star restaurant?" And my ears were like, what? Excuse me? So I just let
it. My spine.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That went right up my spine.
So I let it like chill for a second because I wanted to see if this was like, you know, a thing or if he was just kind of blowing off steam. So then his friend was standing. So like hypothetically, how do we explain this? This is the rail. She was here. He was here. His best friend was here. So like just far enough away that they can't touch each other if they put their arms out, but still close enough that anything he says, she's hearing it. Mm-hmm. So then he's like talking to his friend. He's like, oh yeah, I expect my fucking bitches to be on their knees sucking my dick for the things I do for them. And I was like, oh, hell no. So at this point, I've already decided.
This guy also looked like he was like 19. He honestly looked like.
Yeah, he was 22.
Okay, because to me, he looked like he was 60, like prepubescent, like had absolutely no facial hair, looked very young. So I'm like, he must be the youngest you can be. Oh, yeah. I guess which would be 18 here, but still 22 is fucking young.
So he continues just fucking beaking off, doing whatever. His girlfriend's crying. The bouncer comes out because she had a bottle of water. And she's like bawling in the corner, and the bouncer comes out and goes, oh my God, are you okay? Like, whatever. She goes, yeah, you know, like, whatever. And, sorry, 1 second, I can't talk and put a lash on. So the bouncer lets her keep her water, and then I was waiting to see if she would make eye contact with me. So now at this point, I'm done my cigarette. I'm just sitting there waiting. And she turns around.
Did anyone else hear this?
Oh, yeah, the two guys that I was talking to, and there was a group of 3 and a group of 2.
Did they react?
No, they were just kind of watching. And nobody else said anything, so she turned around and I went, why don't you come sit right here? And she looked at me and she was like, what? And I was like, come sit down. And I, like, raised my voice to her boyfriend, and I was like, do we have a fucking problem here? And he, like, slinks around, fucking looks at me, and he was like, no. And I was like, well, it sounds like we have a fucking problem here because you are not going to disrespect your girlfriend in front of me like that. That is absolutely insane. So you can fucking apologize. And he goes, yeah, I'm sorry, but you should. And I was like, that's not an apology. I was like, my 11-year-old can apologize better than you can. Mm-hmm. And now his girlfriend is like, oh my God, like, it's okay. I'm like, it is not okay. Do not tell him that this is okay. And then he steps to me. He takes 1 step forward. I'm sitting down on a bench. And so I'm in my 8-inch heels, and I stand up and I get this close to his face. And I'm like, if you want to fucking do this, we can do this right here. I am full of rage and angst, and I have no problem sticking up for beautiful women. And he like steps back, and I was like, that's what I fucking thought. And I grabbed his girlfriend and I walked her inside and took her upstairs, and she ended up calling her auntie and uncle because they were from out of town. And he was like, oh, the things that he was saying outside were like, yeah, if you don't apologize in the next 30 fucking seconds, you got to figure it out yourself. You're not coming back to the fucking Airbnb. You think you're going to sleep next to me being this fucking disrespectful?
What was she supposed to apologize for? What was the thing that she was supposed to apologize for?
That's what I asked her. I said, what did you do? Like, what happened? Like, how did this evolve? And she was like, he's just like that when he's drunk.
So she actually knows this guy? It wasn't their first date or anything?
No, they've been together for a year and a half.
Whoa.
And then I come to find out, fucking earpiece lives in her mom's house. Riddle me that. So I said, I like kind of snapped at her at that point. I was like, you're telling me that short fuck of a man lives in your mom's house with you and you are not going to kick his ass out? You're not going to get on a bus to Calgary tomorrow and leave all of his shit out on the front fucking lawn?
Was he outside listening to all this as well, or was he inside?
No, we were inside at this point.
Okay.
I don't know where he was. Yeah. I took her upstairs because I thought that they weren't upstairs, but it turns out they did have a booth up there.
Yeah.
And then, so whatever, I walked her to the bathroom. She called her aunt and uncle. They ended up coming to pick her up, and we crossed paths on the way as she was walking down with Trevor. And I guess right before I got upstairs, he was like grabbing at her in the booth and was like, you're going to fucking stay here, blah, blah, blah. And Trevor walked in because I had told the bouncer that came out and seen her what was happening. And I said, let everybody know, watch this fucking idiot. And so then Trevor, big tattooed fucking muscly man, walks over, grabs her, and he's like, we're leaving. And then as I meet her on the stairs, he's texting her, strippers aren't here for your emotions. They're only here for money. Don't let them get into your head thinking that you can do better because you fucking can't. And I was like, so I just told her, I was like, go home, turn your phone off, block his fucking number if you have to. Do not fall for the I'm so sorry in the morning when he wakes up, because it goes from mental to verbal to physical.
He's already being physical.
To dead.
He's already physical.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like any time that you have a disagreement with your partner, I understand that people fight. You know what I mean? And that's why I was just hanging out and like trying to see what was going on before I intervened on anything. But yeah, if you have a problem with your partner or with your whatever, you, do not disrespect them in public. And I feel this very strongly, like man and woman and woman and man. You know what I mean? Like, you don't disrespect. There should be no reason
why you do anything publicly.
Exactly. Because then you just look like an idiot. And that's what I told her. I was like, nobody's blaming him. Everybody's blaming you. Nobody blames the man.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, yeah, but I just, like I get really like upset sometimes. I'm like, that's fine. People get upset and people fight, but you do not do that shit in public. The second that stuff started like going off, you both should have left or one of you should have left. And she's like, I asked for the keys to the Airbnb, but he told me to go fuck myself and that I can just figure it out. And I was like, okay, well then he told you what he wants from you, so figure it out. Call your auntie, call your uncle, call your fucking family, get them to come pick your ass up, or the bus is $3.50, Google map how to get to their fucking address, and leave him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I added her on Instagram last night, but she didn't respond to me this morning when I got off work. I said, did you make it home safe? And I'm assuming she was already sleeping. But I'm hoping that I didn't make it worse, because I know that, like, when you're dealing with abusive, narcissistic men, that, like, when people step in and they get belittled, the next day is even worse.
Especially the fact that she stood up for herself and left, basically.
Yes.
She'll be like, oh, yeah, like, you let this big fucking dude take... I bet he's even going to say, oh, I bet you fucked that guy. That, like, I bet he's like, oh, yeah, the big tattooed guy, Trevor, I bet you fucked him because he's the one who took you out, like...
Yeah, and saved you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. And so I really, really hope that I didn't make anything worse. But also, on the slightest fucking chance that she needed to hear that shit from someone that wasn't her mom or her brother, I hope that it was enough.
I think it's really important to hear that kind of shit as well from very strong, independent, pretty talented women.
Yeah.
As well. Because your friends will coddle you, and the people around you absolutely coddle you. And if you really make them believe that you're safe, like, they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, it's whatever makes you happy.
For like a strong woman to be standing in front of you being like...
Man, it was so bad that the bartender came over and was like, are you okay? Like, this guy has been over here just fucking talking mad shit about you and like all this shit. And she was like, no, like, I'm not really okay. Like, yeah, I know, we can see that you're not okay.
Yeah. I'm glad that you fucking stood up for her. That's I don't like when people like stand by and watch. Mm-hmm. And there's always a time and a place, and obviously we have to be professional because we're at work. Buckley, my sweet girl, come here. With your fat shoulders. Look at your fat shoulders. Oh, God, I love them so much.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's always a time and place to step into things. And I don't always step into things that I know are going to escalate aggressively. Mm-hmm. But it was like, this guy was such a bitch boy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even saying it to her face. You're just talking loud enough to try and embarrass her in front of everybody else. Like, I'll fucking embarrass you.
Yeah.
I'm taller than you in my fucking heels. And I will stand nose to nose with you and make you feel this fucking big. Mm-hmm. It's like my second favorite thing to do.
Oh, God. What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Ugh. There's many times too where we have to stand up for our fellow coworkers, which I always appreciate for Anya because she always does that. Right. She's always helping the underdog. She's always like pointing out to management, like, no, actually you did say this, or this was done this way, or she thought this because of this. Because there's a few times too where she's had to stand up for new girls when no one else will. Yeah. Yeah, especially like there was some rumors about bed bugs and shit like that. Like, yeah. Yeah, and Anya stood up for that poor girl, which I've always fucking appreciate. It's hard. It's hard in this industry because, yes, we have to be professional. We have to stand our ground. We are in a very unsafe, vulnerable position, being half naked, wearing heels, and always not being around security. Like, they're everywhere, but they're not always with us.
Yeah, they're everywhere, but they can't be everywhere.
Yes.
All at once.
Yeah. And I find that it's really important I hope that anyone who works at any club that we work with, I hope the men are really listening, that we really do need you on our side. We need the men to be on our side, especially when it comes to our security.
Especially even just at the very beginning. If I say something has happened, do not question me. Get me out of the situation and then ask me. Yeah. Like if I say, hey, I'm about to knock this dude out because he just tried to finger my fucking butthole, don't be like, oh, well, what were you doing? Just remove me from the situation or I will blow up. Yeah. Because I will not be disrespected at work, first and foremost. And secondly, I'm a human. A full-blown human that has rights.
And like, we get scared. Yeah. We do. And like, just help us out.
My scared immediately turns to anger. Like, and I know that about myself where I don't really get like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Like, I don't have the fight or flight. It's just fight. Like, I don't fawn. I don't run away. I will just go head to head with you. Yeah. And scream in your face.
And it's all to prevent. And like, we're not making anything up for attention or to like, I don't know. I've had a few fucking security guards just definitely been like, did it really happen that way? I'm like, does anyone just make something up to kick someone out? Like, the only time that something would piss me off to the point of wanting to get them kicked out is them doing something that they deserve to be kicked out for. Yes. Like, saying no to a dance is whatever. Being rude about saying no to a dance is another thing. But if you're straight up insulting or threatening me in any way, shape, or form.
Or touching me or butt resting my stage with the knowledge that you're not allowed to be up there. Like, all of those things should be grounds for dismissal. Yeah. Not for permanency, but just like, hey, we've had enough of you tonight. Yes. Have a great night.
And I know that there's some girls that instigate and they're definitely more rude than other girls and everything. Yeah, I get why you're questioning it. I get it. But by now, with the clubs.
By case.
Yes. Yeah. With the clubs that we're working at, you should know us by now. And you should know that, like, it's few and far between that we are telling on people. And, like, there's some nights where I feel like I'm telling on a lot of people, but it'd be like 4 times where I'm like, hey, this guy's passed out on front row. Yeah. This guy's passed out over here. And then, like, by the time the end of the night comes, I'm like, oh my God, are they going to think I'm a narc? Yeah. But I'm not even ratting on anything that bad.
But also, like, you can't sleep in a bar.
Yeah, it looks bad.
You can't, you're not allowed to sleep in the bar. You have to be woken up.
There was one time, I can't think of any time that I stood up for anyone at work. I know I'm going to think of other times, but one time at work, the porter stood up for me, and I'll always remember it because some guy was literally threatening to kill me and the bartender and was really mad and really like on something, like really on something. Even when we sat down, they'd get up, like you could just tell. And we're like, this isn't
safe.
And like this one security guard was like, stop engaging with him. I'm like, I'm trying. And I'm like laughing because I'm like, I'm moving away from him.
Yeah, that's like, what you do when you get scared. You kind of laugh and like giggle your way out. And I'm like, whoa.
And he had told management that like I instigated it because I was laughing and I was like making a joke of it. I'm like, no, I was fucking terrified and you guys did nothing. And I will always hold this fucking story over that person's head. I will never trust that security guard ever again. Yep. And anytime they ever ask me, have you ever felt unsafe? That's the story I will always fucking remember. Yeah. Because I can't believe they let it escalate that far and didn't just kick him out and then decided to blame me. Went upstairs to the lap dance room and was telling the lap dance girl what had happened. All in the favor of like, Kruella was just being a bitch. No, I don't want to be threatened. Yeah. I don't want to be threatened. Are you kidding me? For like, I just hated that instance. But the porter ran upstairs and was like, I witnessed him at the bar say this. I witnessed him around Angela Sin saying this. And he said this. And Kruella has done nothing but try and avoid him. And she's fucking terrified. Yeah. You know?
And like, they continued to let that guy in, didn't they? He came back like 5 or 6 more times.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I guess we'll finally kick him out because he like threatened to reach across the bar. And it's only when he threatened the waitress. And I was like, wow, you really are showing us who you consider a person and who you don't. Because wow. Absolute wow. Like even if I was, let's say even if I was fucking instigating it and he was threatening to harm me, still should be kicked out and I should be sent home.
Yes.
There should be something fucking done. Not like, oh, let's let him calm down. He's obviously on fucking drugs.
Yeah, he's not going to calm down.
Yeah. And the reason why he wanted to fight me is because he thought I said something rude on stage. I told him that he could sit somewhere else if he didn't want to tip me because he brought out a bunch of 20s and then looked at me and went, actually, no. And I was like, oh, you can sit somewhere else.
Yeah.
Told the security guard, I told him to fuck off, which, can you imagine? There was 4 people in the club. Everyone would have heard it and I would have been in trouble for screaming, fuck off. I've never done that. Yeah. I've never fucking done that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I was so upset. And then he got mad and he wanted to kill me because he didn't like tall boys. And he thought that ciders and shit weren't real beer. And he literally said to the bartender, he's like, if anyone is drinking a fucking tall boy Summersby, I'm going to kick their ass. And everyone's like, that's all Kruella drinks. She has that in her hand and she comes downstairs. This guy could randomly want to fight her.
Fucking Sparta kick you.
And he's already upset because he thought I said fuck off. And like, that's not what happened. I went over and I was just like, are we okay? And he started raising his voice. That's when I got the security and was like, can you like de-escalate this please? Because I can't. Yeah. Like it's far out of my hands now. Yeah. You know?
Above my pay grade.
Yeah, but I will forever remember that fucking porter that went up and was like, you guys are being ridiculous to try and blame this on Kruella. Like, even if she was instigating it, someone was threatening to kill her and someone else. Kick him the hell out and ban him. And then they said, he didn't even know my name. And then they kept being like, Kruella was near him. Kruella, like, so many times that he could hear it. And then he was circling the fucking club saying, like, fuck Kruella. I couldn't go for a smoke or anything. Like, it escalated that far.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I didn't feel fucking safe. They handled it so improperly.
You know what's insane? I probably would have left. I would have been like, if you won't kick him out, I'll leave. Yeah. Figure it out.
I was very close to, but it was just one security guard. Yeah. Yeah. And then my 2 favorite managers said, like, oh, yeah, if that ever happens, just like let us know. And I'm like, okay, I didn't think it would be a thing. I didn't think I was even in trouble until big manager was like, hey, apparently like you were yelling at people and you escalated the situation. I was like, no, I had no idea that I was even in the blame for this. I had no fucking idea until like, the porter had contacted me after I got in trouble and was like, yeah, I'd stand up for you. And I'm like, that's what the fuck? Nuts. But like, do it. It's so fucking important to be standing up for people in this work because we do need it. We always need someone on our team. We're very lonely people.
And especially because a lot of the time, the customer is always right. So like that mentality has been the mentality since COVID. We have to be nice to people. The customers aren't coming in as much. So like we let them get away with so much. Yeah. And it's crazy. And I get it. And we're all being nicer because we're all fun. But like at what point? No.
No, at what point? Especially when 90% of the time, if we're like always nice, and yeah, sometimes we have a bad week, but yeah, there's like consistently girls who are a problem, and they're not always there. And if they're consistently a problem, just remember that. But to like group all of us together, and only care about us partially when you would care more about the other security guards or other bartenders. We're all in the same.
Imagine if that dude walked up to Jay and was like, "I'm gonna kill you. You drink a fucking, what is it called? Summersby? I'm going to Sparta kick you." Like, he would have been gone. Yeah. Instantaneously.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing that jerks me is that, like, someone, oh my God, it even happened. Someone slapped the manager's ass and they got right kicked out real fucking swift. And we're like, huh, I wish people liked me that much. Yeah. It's hard not to take it personal when we don't feel heard or seen, especially when it comes to our safety or our respect. Yeah. Because sometimes it's like, dude, that guy called me like a slobby hag. Can you please kick him out? And they're like, well, he didn't spit in your butthole. Yeah,
so it could be worse.
It could be worse, couldn't it? You're like, what? He's not spending money. He's not tipping anyone. Like, why? Why? Right, Buckley? Oh, cry. Yeah, I'm glad that you stood up for that girl because obviously she fucking needed it and she needed to hear it from someone that she most likely can now look up to. Yeah. Which is fucking dope. Yeah. Do you feel like you made a difference? Do you feel like she heard it?
Oh, yeah, I think she heard it for sure. Yeah. I wasn't very nice about it. Like, I wasn't being nice to her.
If there's one thing you're good at, it's definitely...
I'm very blunt.
Tough love.
Yeah, I told her exactly the way it was. And, like, even the bartender was kind of looking at me like, it's not her fault. And, like, it is her fault, though. It is her fucking fault because she's been doing it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Coddling her and telling her it's not her fault is not how she got here. You know, like, it is your fault. People think that you look stupid. And I'm not victim blaming. That's just how it is. If you continue to go back with an ex or hang out with friends that disrespect you or continuously do the same behavior over and over and over again, there's no one to blame but yourself.
Yes. Which is fucking hard because you can definitely feel like in a vicious cycle and they can definitely make your self-worth feel like that is the only person.
Yeah.
But that's, again, where you need to come in and say, like, this is your reality check.
Yeah.
You are worth something. You know you're worth something.
Well, and that's what I told her at the end. I, like, gave her a hug and I was like, you're better than this. You deserve better than this. And you will find better than this. But you have to get him out.
Yeah.
And she was, like, bawling. And she's like, thank you so much. I'm like, don't thank me yet. Shit, this is the easy part.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is the easy part.
Sometimes I wish I could just, you know, take a girl like that. Obviously, she'd have to be very, very willing to do so. But take a girl out of that situation, slap some lashes and heels on her and be like, you can have unlimited freedom with this job, a schedule. You can have kids. You can go to school. You can pay off shit. You can be independent. You can learn how absolute shit men really are and be completely comfortable being alone.
Yes.
But again, not sex work isn't for everyone. But sometimes I wish I could just take someone out of their
Even
situation.
for a week.
Yeah.
Even just for a week and, like, plop them in to the stripper world and be like, look.
Yes.
This is how good it could be. I mean, it's not always good. Don't get me wrong. It's not always good in our world either, but it's a hell of a lot nicer to cry in a Bentley than it is on a or on a bicycle.
It is too. And no matter what situation that you are in or getting over, or especially going through a breakup with someone who's abusive or narcissistic, that you can walk into a change room and everyone will have somewhat of a similar story or gone through something and can help you with resources, counseling, where to go, how to save money, an exit plan, that everyone's gone through a different variety and different severity, of course, of all of these things. And like, there's nothing I can come in that change room and be like, this is happening. And then there's someone there, like fucking collections, CRA is calling me. Yeah. I didn't know about this whole GST thing, whatever. It was like a lot, but it wasn't that crazy much. But like, I'll just get a letter. It's like, you owe this much in 2 weeks. I don't know what a voucher is. I don't know what this is. I'm just like,
You walk into a change room and 3 girls are like, oh yeah, me too. I got that last week.
Oh yeah, like I got that. This is the website. Oh, if that website crashes, you get this. Or if you call this agent. And I'm like, okay.
It's not the end of the world.
But I feel like if I worked in an office and I was just like, help, this is happening. I'm like, everyone would be like, oh, you should have fucking dealt with that yourself. But I came out.
Don't come to us with your problems.
An adult.
Yeah. How dare you have opinions that you want to share at work? Ew.
Like, yeah, even telling my mom. I just always consider, like, what would it be like to be in my mom's place?
Right.
I remember telling her, and she's just like, I'm like, no, it's okay. It's happened to a lot of my friends. And she's like, oh my God, your bank card's going to explode and they're going to take all your cars. And I'm like, no, Mom. I have the money. I just have to pay it right now.
I just have to figure out how to pay it.
And how to get it to them. Because, like, I thought I could take my little my GST number to the bank and then pay it. But I need a business voucher and all this other shit. And, like, on my other one, I just use my SIN card and they can instantly pay all my taxes, which is nice. But GST is different. I'm learning. Okay, guys? God.
Yeah. They don't teach you this shit in high school, okay?
You really don't, especially when you're a stripper and you have a GST number and how it's like a business and all this other things. But yeah, just the fact that, like, if I were to have an office job and just tell people that, how bad would that affect your anxiety? If you're like, okay, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Crazy.
Like, look at this letter, and they're like, holy fuck, your bank card's gonna die, and like, oh my God,
they're taking everything you own.
They're gonna take your dog. They're gonna take your bird.
Shove what you can in your prison wallet and run. Oh my God.
But it's nice. It's like every circumstance, everything. Every weird rash, someone's had it.
Right.
And getting Invisalign as an adult, they've done it.
Yep.
Yeah, experiencing some kind of narcissistic abuse. Everyone's done that.
Right.
That's why we're so good at our jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for listening to us, bitch.
Yeah, right? Do you have any more questions on that piece of paper, or are we done?
About Stripper Olympics?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we got it. Why'd you pick your theme? Yep. What about worried about going wrong? If you could do anything, what would it be? Or are you going to be there every night to watch the shows?
I took stage shows, so the days that I'm not performing, I'm still performing.
Do you have floor time and everything then too?
I don't think so. I don't think there's floor time. There wasn't last year.
Perfect.
Yeah, but I do want to go in and watch all the shows.
Yeah, I'll be there every single night, obviously, because I'm hosting. That's what it's called?
Yeah,
Hosting
and opening the show.
Hosting.
So she's going to be running around if you see her with a fucking body cam.
Yeah, it's going to... And I'm like, they're like, do you want to wear this? I'm like, guys, I already have my outfits picked out. They're like, so yes? Fuck, I guess so.
Day in the life of Kraken. It'll be like those cat videos you see on TikTok.
But
They're just roaming through the neighborhood.
I don't want them to know this, but they're going to know it because they're listening, obviously. But I want, like, when I'm running, instead of, like, video game hands, I want to, like, just finger guns. So like, every time when they're, like, fast-forwarding me running around, it's like, oh, so stupid and silly.
That'd be hilarious. Yes.
All right, guys.
Wait, one more. Are you running the Instagram page this year? Are you giving it to Jeff?
Well, yes. So we do have Stripper Olympics 2024 page on Instagram where you can watch the lives. There's not much posting promotional wise, but it is only to watch the lives so that no one's account gets reported and banned. Yes, because if there's accidental tit or something like that, or the fact that stripping,
or they just they're not expecting the top to come off like at that exact second, and then all of a sudden you get a nip slip, like you just start another one.
That being said, about the recordings and whatnot, sometimes they will quickly end because of the songs that are being played, and they can tell that it's copyrighted music. We can't do anything about that unless we're doing not recording sound, which is that a thing? Can you go live and mute it?
No. Can you mute it? I don't know. We'll figure that out tonight at work.
That would also suck to watch a muted show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they will be posted. Sometimes they will not. Sometimes they will be live. Sometimes they will not. It all depends on what girls want their show to be live.
Yes. Yeah.
And as soon as their top comes off, it ends. So keep in mind that you may be watching a 7-minute performance, but it's actually a 20-minute performance.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And this all starts September 23rd. It's a Monday. 4 days of prelims. That's 16 girls, and it goes down to 8 for Friday, Saturday. And then someone is crowned, and they get $10,000. So be there or be square. She's not nervous at all. My fingers are going numb thinking about it.
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm sweating and I'm shaking. Even last night we had... me and Anya did just like little run-throughs of our shows, and I was facing Kraken because we're sitting beside each other in a change room, and my costume was behind me. I was like, I don't even want to make eye contact with it. Yeah. I don't even want to put it on.
Looking at it like,
yeah.
Oh God, I can get goosebumps thinking about it too.
Right.
Even rerunning my fire, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. You guys are watching me, and I'm scared. And like, even though I've been practicing fire all fucking year, but I really need to get on that tomorrow. So hopefully, I can have a run through. Probably not, but whatever. Who cares?
It'll be early if you do, because I'll be there for 4:30.
Yeah. But there's going to be birds.
In 24 hours. In 22 hours, we're going to find out what days we're pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have to go to work.
Yeah, we work on Sunday.
Yeah.
Anya is going to switch shows with Jolene, so that she can leave early. If you want to switch with me, you'd be done at 1 if you want to leave early. So I think we're all switching shows so that the girls who are doing the contest can leave early.
Well, I guess it just depends on what day I pull, because it won't matter if I pull a Thursday. It won't matter if I'm off at 1.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. I just don't work Sunday.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
we have to train the public. We're open on hockey games every
games.
day of the week, just so you know. Reinforce it. Tell your friends.
Season has started. Oh my God, I should be wearing a jersey right now because this is coming out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Good team.
Be safe. Wear a condom. Wear a helmet. Tip your dancer. Tip your waitress. Tip your DJ.
Be nice to us.
Tip the front door girl.
Just anyone you see, just tip them.
Come into the club. Tip everybody. Thank you.
Yeah.
Be safe. Love each other. See you at Stripper Olympics. We're not nervous. We're not blinking. It's fine.
Positivity.
I am
positively scared.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.